episode 1 of whatever the fuck this series is called.
Yeah.
Everybody listen to it. I wanted to start an interview series, just interviewing people I think that are creative and extremely dope that probably don't get the recognition they deserve. So with that being said, I introduced one of my good friends, somebody I met through Twitter Spaces in EFM, Tim Saunders, aka Oppa. Oppa, what's the word?
Hey, what's up? I'm glad to be the first guest on WTFTSIC. Man, we lit. Whatever the fuck this shit called. Episode 1. Let's go.
I might have to fucking name this shit Winnie Hut Juniors. Just because
Winnie Hut Juniors would be fire. If you got visuals, they get it.
All right. I might get flagged by SpongeBob though. But appreciate you pulling up.
I appreciate you having me.
I guess I should start this off with a question. I think that's usually how it go. So I know I met you through Spaces. I kind of want to talk about like how you got into like the battle rap and music shit, but I guess right now we could take it back to like your history and shit as far as like growing up in I believe you're from Maryland, correct?
Yes, sir, Maryland.
So how's the battle rap scene and the music scene in Maryland?
For me, the battle rap scene, it was cool because when I first started like really, really becoming a fan of battle rap, that's when the Goonies were like really getting lit. That's when like Ryder and even though Twerk and Jack Boy aren't from Maryland, they represent the DMV area like battle rap. And that's when they were getting lit. That's when I first started hearing about Cuban, and also like when I really started paying attention, you know, they always had Tay-Rock, but like it's just dope to see so many dope rappers. And now today you got Ace, She, Swervo, 6-8, Murder, just a bunch of people. And with music, it's also kind of similar because the music, there's so many different sounds. Like, it's weird to think you got Zanman and Young Manny, Logic, Wale, Rico Nasty, all those artists sound drastically different from each other, yet they all from the same state. Like, it's a lot of different sounds here.
I believe you got into music first, correct? Before battle rap?
Yeah, I did.
How'd you get into music?
It's funny. And when I was like probably 6, 7, I was like obsessed with basketball and the WWE. That was my 2 main obsessions. And then one day I saw a show called Classic 3000, and that was Andre 3000's cartoon on Cartoon Network. It was like for those who don't know, it's like a show about Andre 3000 plays a music teacher at a school. He's like a famous musician, but he hides from the public because he's tired of being famous. So he starts teaching these kids at this school. Well, that show made me want to start playing like instruments. So I joined band in 4th grade. I started playing the saxophone. And that's when I started like getting into music. Then I started like writing songs when I was like 12, 13. I started like writing like rap songs and stuff. Like a lot of influences that got me to want to start writing around the time was like Charles Hamilton, B.O.B., Childish Gambino, like artists like that, Lupe Fiasco. And then I started writing music when I was like 13, like writing songs and recording them. And then I didn't really get good. So I was like 18, 19. So I was just asked for like 5 years, but it didn't matter. So I was young. So it was cool. And then now I'm like decent. So that's cool.
No, that's crazy that you started so early because I heard some of your shit. I think you released like in high school. Listen to the pop star Timmy. Was it EP? It was.
It's a quote unquote album. The album is like 19 minutes. It's like 7 songs. I didn't feel comfortable calling it an EP at 7 songs, so I just called it an album. But it's like 19 minutes.
Right. I think that's perfect for nowadays because I feel like a lot of albums get long-winded, like 30-track albums.
Especially I feel like for an upper-coming or a smaller artist, it should definitely be less of a like, oh, here's my 50-minute album, but more of a like, okay, I know I'm a new artist. You don't have that big of an attention span for me because you don't even know me yet. Here's just a little taste of what I can do and make you think, okay, he's like, I like this project. I want to hear more. Like, it's always better to make people want to hear more than make people want to hear less. So.
Right, because I feel like you rarely hear people blow up off of like full projects. It's usually just like singles and shit. So I feel like those who put like EPs of like their best singles, like they might get some good feedback and good recognition off that shit for sure.
Yeah, and you can make longer, like more grand projects when you have like momentum, you have more money, a bigger budget, all that stuff behind it, and more people to pay attention to.
So I believe was Popstar Timmy your full like project?
Yeah, that's my most recent project in 2021. I have
You have the
three quote
Calvin
unquote
Cambridge.
albums. Yeah, I got three quote unquote albums. So I got Calvin Cambridge. I released that on streaming. Culmination of like songs that I had made in that past like couple years, that past like little like time period of from 18 to 21. And I kind of just took the best of what I made at that time and made it an album. It was all released on SoundCloud years before then, but it was like, okay, I bet I'm moving to streaming now. So this is my quote unquote introduction. It's like a J. Cole Sideline Story, how I took a bunch of like mixtape songs too, as well as new ones, put them together.
Right.
But then for my second project, Calvin 2 Cambridge Hero, it was my first project I made with the intention of streaming. Like this is the first time I sat down and was okay, I know this is going on Spotify, Apple Music. And I think it showed. I think it was a good improvement. I think it's arguably better than Popstar Timmy, depending on your personal taste in music.
Right.
Popstar Timmy was really just me trying stuff, just throwing stuff at the wall with different melodies and production styles. And it was just like, it got the reaction it got. Like, it's my most popular project so far. And I was kind of surprised because it was really just an experiment.
I think one of the best things about your music, I know a lot of people that are listening to the interview or that will tune into the interview are probably familiar with you through battle rap, but I think it's dope to bring light to your music. I think one of the best things about your music is how melody driven you are. And I felt like that's why Popstar Timmy might have been a success, just because the melodies on there and your songwriting ability is really solid. So
no, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, and that's another thing too. I'm surprised about since I got into battle rap, because my music don't sound like a typical battle rapper's music. Like most battle rappers' music is like, it feels like an extension of the energy they bring to the battle rap ring. So it's like aggressive and really like it's not very. So when I go in as a battle rapper, and if you're like, oh, let me hear Oppa's music because he's funny in his battles, his punchlines are cool, and they go and hear him singing and shit, you know, so I expect them to be like, oh yeah, it's different. I don't like this, but people actually seem to fuck with it, so that's really dope.
Yeah, it's not a lot of like you said, I feel like a lot of battle rappers approach their music as if they were battling, whereas they don't really like expand through the duality of it. I feel like Luke Castro is a good example of somebody who doesn't really do that. Like his music doesn't sound like his battles, and his music is more like industry standard, I guess. And I feel like you're going down the same route.
Oh no, definitely lose. Revenge is one of my favorite albums of that year.
I feel like you and Lou, and then you and Eddie I. Eddie I is another one I feel like does that as well, where his battling isn't derivative of his music. I feel like y'all would make some great tracks.
Oh no, definitely, yeah. That would definitely be two collabs on what happened.
Yo, that's crazy that you brought it up, because I actually wrote down a question as far as like just mentioning the duality of it again. Which one's more difficult as far as like preparing for a battle and then preparing or just making a song in the studio?
I would have to say it, like, obviously different ones are more difficult for different aspects, but battling has been more difficult, not only just because it's one take, like a battle, you have to prepare for that one moment, or the song, you can sit with it, you can listen back to it, think, oh, I don't like this, you can go back and change it. A battle, you watch your battle back, that's how it is. Like, you can't really do nothing at that point. Everything gotta be done in that one take. But also just because I've been making music so much longer, like I guess technically, even though I don't think I was any good till a couple years ago, I technically been making songs for like 11 years, where I've been battling live for 7 months. So
Yeah,
definitely got a little more experience. I got a little bit more experience with the music.
Yo, and I think we had this conversation like a while back, but I think you were the one that was telling me about like you getting into battle rap by Conceited on Wild 'N Out.
Yeah, literally.
So can you tell me about like the transition between like music and like discovering battle rap, and how your introduction to that was?
Well, basically, like when I listen to music, this is before I really, really started like appreciating all different aspects of different rappers. At a certain point, I only really, really liked the bars from rappers, and I really didn't care about the musicality and everything like that. So I was always inclined to the bars. So when Wild 'N Out came back, because when it was on air the first time, I was pretty young, so it was like whatever to me. But when I actually was like, I was like 15 when they brought Wild 'N Out back. So because it was 2013, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And the dude Conceited, I was like, this Conceited guy, he's fire. Like, I want to hear some of his music. He got bars. So I look up Conceited on YouTube, like Conceited rapper, and I couldn't find no music. All I found was battles, and I didn't know what battle rap was. It was I'm 15 years old. I'm just like, all right. And his most recent battle was the Ilmac one, I believe, at the time. So I was like, okay. Even if it wasn't the most recent, that's just the one that popped up. But I was okay. I'll just see what this Conceited versus Immaculate battle is. And then I just played it, and I really enjoyed it a lot. And I was like, wow, that was fire. And I just started watching all the Conceited battles. And then I ran out of Conceited battles. And then I saw Tsu Surf versus Hitman. I'm like, okay, yeah, Surf and Hitman. Yeah, I'm like, they both battle Conceited. I heard both of them rap before. I'll see what this is. And I was like, that's a really good battle too. And it's weird because like I went through this phase where if I saw a battler and I thought they lost, then the battler who beat them, I'd be like, okay, now I'm gonna start listening to them. So when I saw Conceited versus Clips, and I was like, okay, I got Clips winning. Clips, the first person I got winning versus Conceited. I'm gonna start watching all Clips battles. I watched a bunch of Clips battles, and I was like, Clips is the GOAT. Clips 3-0. I was one of those Clips 3-0 dudes in the comments.
Yo, I remember that. That shit was like a cesspool. Like everybody's just like Clips 3-0. Like he choked in like 2 rounds. But
I was a Clips 3-0 nigga for like a couple months, and then I saw Clips versus Hollow, and I was like, yo, Hollow beat Clips. I like Hollow now. And I started watching more Hollow battle, and then I saw Hollow versus Lux, and I was like, Lux might have beat I like this. That was crazy.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, I get with Lux, man.
Yo, that's crazy because I feel like I've mentioned this before, but like I feel like a lot of people discovered battle rap through the YouTube wormhole, and now it's like now we have like a lot of apps now in the battle rap culture, so it's kind of slowly deviating from that. You still got
battle rap. It's like when you first watch it, you'll notice there's a bunch of insular references you don't get because you don't know any other battle rappers except the two that are battling. So then you'll like either that's the moment you decide you're like, okay, I'm gonna just watch more battles to understand more, or you're just gonna be like, yeah, I can't do it. And I was the one that was like, okay, I keep hearing people reference this name like Suge, Shotgun Suge. What like I hear him reference every battle. Let me see who Suge is. And people said Bill Collector this. Who's Bill Collector? Let me see a Bill Collector battle now. Like I was that dude. If I heard a bar about somebody, I'll go watch their battle so I know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, that's crazy. Especially around that time, I feel like a lot of battlers would just be like, yo, in this battle, you said this and this. Like Tsu Surf second round for Calico, and he's just like, versus K Shine, you said this, this, and this. So it's like, gotta go watch this next.
Hitman Surf battle. After that battle, I was like, yeah, I don't know who Suge is, but Hitman said he's terrible. I'm gonna go watch Suge, see why Hitman don't like Suge. The same way with Tay Rock was like, fuck you too, nigga. It's all right.
Yeah, right.
Like, he's a battler too. Let me see Tay Rock battle this.
Yo, I think Surf was just like, yo, suck my dick on Neighborhood, sucker. And then he's like, nah, let me not entertain that shit.
That was one of the funniest moments.
Yo, that battle's a classic. Nah, but so Spaces battle rap was my introduction to you. I remember when we was starting off the EFM shit, people were sending clips. We were trying to build a roster. I think you sent me you versus Kid Chaos. I'm like, oh yeah, this kid's the truth. I'm saying this kid, like you're not my age. This guy my age is the truth. But so I think you started on Discord. You had like a catalog built up before you jumped into Spaces. How did you get into Discord battle rap?
So at the point where so once I became an actual like battle rap fan, I started knowing like, okay, this is Summer Madness, this is Gnome, this is Blackout, this is World Down. Like I know the events. So Summer Madness 6 was coming up, I think it was. And I was like, I have to see K Shine and Hitman. I gotta see Hollow and Rock. I gotta see these battles. But I'm not trying to pay that pay-per-view price. I'm not trying to do all that. Yeah. And then so I was searching for Discords, and somehow I found because I was on Reddit trying to find like places to watch the battle, and I found this Discord where they were doing like group buys, where it was like, okay, everybody pitch in $5. And we will all have enough to just get the pay-per-view, and we're just all watching it here in the Discord. So I just started doing that. Like, so literally I would pop up in the Discord, we would watch the battles, I would troll a bit for a little bit, like after the battles, whatever, we talk shit about the battles, and then I would just leave until the next event came. And that's all I would do. So and this also where the name came from. So we were all like just kind of trolling about battle rap. So we would change our name to different bars at certain points. And I remember at one point, Jack Boy Maine had the bar, you know what I do to the Oppatunethisstick? Right. I thought that bar was hilarious to me. So I had made my name that bar. And at one point, and I guess never changed it for a minute. And then one day somebody suggested that since we all in here, like we all like battle rap, we always be talking shit. We got a voice server. We should try to do some battles. Like I know some of y'all in here can rap if y'all like battle rap. And then they just started a league. It was like 5 of us, and we just started having battles. And I didn't realize my name in the server was still at Oppatunethisstick. So when they booked the battle, that's just what they put my name as on the flyer. And I was like, oh shit, that is my name, I guess. And I thought it was hilarious. So I was like, fuck it. And I just started battling in there. Yeah, it was just the 5 of us. And then eventually we discovered, yeah, we're all in here just doing this, like the 5 of us. But there's a whole Discord battle rap landscape that we didn't even fucking know about. So we discovered that. And then that's when I really started like battling tougher competition. That's when I met Swag, JR, Kai, Mike, like a bunch of different people. Like it was like a lot of people that be in spaces now as well.
Yeah, nah, shout out to EGL, shout out to Mike, shout out to everybody from Discord. There's a lot of talented rappers in there that I didn't even get privy to until you, Kai, and those guys started showing up to the spaces. It was like a whole nother world that I had just found out. When would you say that was around, like that time that you...
I joined the Discord where we would just be fucking around. That was in like 2019. By the time I realized that they were actually like serious Discord battle rappers was 2020. So I always count like 2020, 2021. So I spent 2 years like on Discord, like polishing my skills before I was ever on the Twitter space.
Yeah, that was around the time I was buying pay-per-views from Watch Battle Live. I'm kind of pissed I didn't think about like servers and shit because like the pay-per-views was expensive, bro.
Yeah, we would always, because that's actually another reason we started doing it, because the pay-per-views would be like, you know, like $60, $50.
Right.
And a bunch of niggas, like a whole lot of niggas were putting $5 in, like to the point where we had, like, it was like an excess of money. Right. So we were like, yo, we should start betting this money. What we're going to do with this money is like, hey, you want to rap for it? We could put it on, like, we could have cards, performance at night, get this $500 pot was $400. We just got money now from people paying a little $5 to watch the pay-per-view. That's how we really started.
I got to keep it a stack. I did that shit for a couple pay-per-views, and depending on like your outreach, like money does like surpass the amount. Like that extra money I used to just throw to EFM for like Battle of the Night shit.
Yeah, definitely. We had the same business model.
Right.
Like your shit is good.
Battling on spaces, what was that experience like for you?
So I was like pretty much done with Discord. Like I had a couple of battles booked, but I wasn't. It was, you know, because the environment wasn't very fun to me anymore at that point, and it wasn't really worth it to me at that point either. Because I was like, you know, I'm just doing this for fun. Like, we don't get exposure from it at all. Like the Discord battles are really like low key, kind of underground type shit. And I was like, so I'm only doing this for fun, and I'm not having fun. So I'm pretty much done with this shit. And then I saw people battling on Twitter Spaces, and I was like, okay, they're doing audio battles here. This could be fun, and it's on Twitter. So it's being ran by people that like have connections to battle rappers. Maybe people might see it. This could actually be kind of fun. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna see what this is about. And when I ended up joining the group chat for like potential people to battle on there, and I see like a couple of Discord battles, I saw Pickle Bobby and I saw Colossal Mini, and I was like, oh shit, all right, Discord niggas in here. It's fire.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all Discord battlers put us on. I ain't gonna cut.
Like, bro, when I joined the chat, and then Bobby and Colossal was like, what you doing here? And I'm like, hey, what y'all doing here?
Right.
And then that's when I started trying to like. So I had my first battle was against J-Vo on the Space Games card. I think that was the second card ever. Because I remember I listened into the first card and was like, okay, this is cool. This is dope. I'm like, this Yunus guy, he's pretty cool, I guess. I was listening. I remember him. I'm like, oh, what was it? Was that Pac and Grim?
It was a 3-battle card. I think it was EFM Volume 1. It was Big Stan and Dan. It was Yunus, Don the Prodigy. And then it was our fucking main event, Grim and Pac-Man.
Yeah, Grim. I was just thinking about the Grim and Pac-Man battle and be like, you know what? I think I'm going to be okay over here. I think I might be.
Yeah, because it's like you hear Yunus. It's like Yunus. You hear Yunus for the first time. I think that was like everybody's, like a lot of people's. I want to say a lot of people's first impression to him. And it's like, yo, this dude's fucking spazzing. I remember he said to Don, "You won't measure up to half a round like a protractor." I was like, oh shit. He was just punching his head off. And then you get fucking Pax and Grim. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, definitely. But so then I battled J-Vo. and it went well. And this is my first time now. And mind you, I'm used to just rapping for like, okay, I show up, I write like what I think is some of the best material that like I've heard in battle rap. Because I was really trying to be like a pen dude on Discord, because that's like the meta there.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm doing some crazy shit. Goes to YouTube, a quick little 40 views, and it's okay, cool. And then people just debate in a server, like 30 people if I won. So being on EFM and battling JVO and like winning a $600 performance of the night and having Bill Collector think I'm funny and all this, I was just like, yo, like, I was like, these space battles kind of lit. I ain't going.
Right. Because like the major difference between Spaces and Discord is like, I feel like Discord, it's like a better insular community, and like the audio is a lot better. Obviously, it has like a lot of like technological advances, I guess. But like as far as Spaces, it's just like it's accessibility. Like anybody can stumble across a Twitter space, and Twitter Spaces were like relatively new at the time. Like,
nah, definitely. That's why since I was not really, I didn't have a goal. But there were people on Discord that I knew legitimately like dreamed of actually being a live battler one day. So I was like, you know what? And at this point I was in the group EGL already. So I was just like, you know, hey, yo, Kai, like, because they were asking like, who should be else would be on the other. Yo, Kai's dope. Kai should be on the card. Or like JR's dope. JR should be on the card. Swag's dope. Swag should, and then they start popping up like, oh, Father Egypt could be on this card right here.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was the following card that Kai battled.
Jay. He battled Jay.
Yeah. And then didn't JR battle somebody? Or am I tripping?
JR was on a Stratosphere versus Muggy.
That was the battle with EFM?
Yeah, that was the first battle on EFM. That was a couple cards later, I believe.
Yeah, that was a body too. That was right before, I think, Space Legacy, like 2 days before.
Yeah.
But, yo, a funny thing I want to mention too is like just scouting talent for the battle. I remember, first off, you sent me the battle with you and Kid Chaos. And I see your name, and I said, what the fuck? Like, it's kind of weird. Like, I was like, yeah, like, I don't know if I should listen to it, but fuck it, it's Kid Chaos too. You got a funny name, it might be dope. I listen, I'm like, yo, this fucking dope. And then the next thing was, like, for you versus JVO, I remember the face-off. I don't know if you remember, but, like, we were hosting face-offs for the day before, or space-offs, and everybody was just like listening to you guys and was like, yo, get hyped, because like everybody likes a tense macho man face-off. And you were so nonchalant and just like, I think JVO's gonna beat me or whatever. And everybody's like, man, what the fuck is this? Like,
no, the funny part was I had to keep muting after because like I was like, yeah, I can keep a straight face through this. The second like Caution and them started wilding and getting mad that I wasn't getting hyped, I had to like mute up. I was about to break character. And I was just like, JVO's like the GOAT. Like I said my top 5 is JVO, Lux, Paolo, see it. I distinctly remember that face off.
Yo, I don't know why like everybody didn't think that was funny. I thought that shit was hilarious. Like, you just trolling the fuck out of JVO.
He was mad as hell. And then he was like, yeah, you know what? I got JVO winning too now. And I was just like, hey, I bet on him. I guess some money.
I told people, I'm like, yo, Oppa's about to, man, listen. And then you had that whole Lux, Christopher Columbus shit in the third round. Yeah. That's one of my favorite space performances, man.
Just another boss nigga. I was worried about that because, like, one thing I think I did well on Discord is make my personality, like, translate through audio. They always said this weird thing. It was like, it's like you're a performer on Discord, which is weird.
Right.
But like, I was trying to bring that, like, energy to the spaces, too. I was like, I wonder if I can have performance and they can't see me. Right. That's what I was trying to test today.
I think you was like one of the first people that introduced just like more of like the charismatic side, because I feel like a lot of people were just punching, or just going bar for bar rapping, which is cool. But like you were like one of the first people I noticed implement like comedic timing, jokes, all that shit into one boiling pot.
And then like because it's the bars is always cool, but it's nice if you can bring an energy, especially if you can make it translate over audio. That's why I think when Kai debuted, he did so much. It was like, oh, we can hear the personality, he got punches. When Anti-Hero debuted, it's like the energy is it's almost like the performers, but you can't. They're not performing per se, but it's just them being entertaining.
Yeah, we had a whole debacle because I think we initially called our shit like performance of the night, and I think Caution was the first person like, yo, how's the performance of the night if we can't see it?
Yeah.
So what was it like battling people like the Saga and Danny and all them in the spaces?
Yeah, it's different in the spaces. So when I battle Kid Chaos, I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be cool for me, and like the 40 people on Discord are gonna see it. But I was like, okay, it's whatever. This is like more of a fun thing for me because I'm a personally like fan of chaos. But when I was battling Saga, I was like, okay, this is like probably the most important battle because now I'm battling on this big platform with more views than I've really ever gotten. And it's a bigger opponent now, so more people are gonna pay attention. And then the Danny battle is just one of the ones I was like, okay, this is the first battle I've had in a minute where people just think I can't win because I'm like I got to a point where I was starting to be favored in battles.
Right.
So when I got the Danny, I was like, oh, I'm a massive underdog here. I haven't felt like this in a minute. I was like, I gotta like really spaz. I gotta really spaz.
Nah, shout out to you because I think that battle, like on the TVG YouTube channel, I think that's you versus Danny is top 5, like most viewed.
Hey, shout out to y'all watching again. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, because I got fucking re-uploaded. What the fuck?
Crazy. Hey, but even the Danny 1-0, this is rigged people. I appreciate y'all watching, bro.
Yo, one thing I just randomly thought of as like a segue, I guess, was like Surf pulling up to the space and mentioning your name.
Oh yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, it was weird. I felt like the Hurricane when The Rock was feuding with the Hurricane because like The Rock wasn't really feuding with the Hurricane, but whenever he got bored, he would like troll the Hurricane. That's how I felt like. I felt like that. Like Surf would pull up, be like, I think named Oppatunethisstick,
Right.
and then just leave and just go do some actual shit. But it was like kind of it was surreal though. It was like wow, like I didn't realize the step between audio battling and live battling was that close.
It's crazy now hearing how you got that name because I feel like in hindsight, low key, it was like a great marketing tool because like a lot of people just see that name, they're like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" Like,
yeah, I was surprised because like a lot of battlers were split on it. Like I've had live battlers come to me and tell me that, hey, yeah, that sounds crazy. But like live battlers would be like, yo, you got to change that name, bro. That name is not. And then I've also had live battlers be like, no, bro, you got to keep that name. That name is like marketable. It's funny. It's like when New Jersey Twerk first started. And I was like, yeah. But it really, the way it got shortened to Oppa is actually hilarious. So when I got booked for my first live on the flyer, Lex just put Oppa on the flyer and I just ran with it. So then it just became Oppa. Like I never was like, oh yeah, stop calling me that, start calling me Oppa. Like I never made that decision. They just put it as Oppa, and I was like, everyone calls me Oppa anyway. Fuck it.
Were people, yeah, I was gonna say, were people calling you Oppa before like he made that like little
yeah, everyone was, even back on Discord, people would just call me, like no one was calling me Oppatunethisstick like at all. No one ever called me that. I don't think it was always just Oppa. And then no one even remembered that was my name until they looked at the flyer and was like, oh yeah, it is Tunisstick. Or if they're battling me and they wanted to get their tune flips off and their stick flips, which I still get to this day.
Yo, your slogan is fucking hilarious. Go ahead with all them Oppa flips.
Oppa flips. The worst part is I have a curse with that slogan. The slogan is cursed. Every time I don't say the slogan, they say all them bars, and every time I do say the slogan, they don't say them.
Like, do you have an example of like a battle?
Like I don't even know if this battle is still up, but on EBL I battled a dude named OG Scoundrel, and I ended my round with a Jay the Nightwing impression. And so when I ended the round, because the owner's name was King, and I was known for like trolling in my battles, so I was like, if this impression really pisses off the EBL owner, I guess it's gonna be more than one Mad King, and then that's how I ended the round. So I didn't say my slogan. So I didn't say my slogan. And then he immediately goes, well, Oppa, from my observation, you're going to need an operation because the Oppa sit. And I was like, yo, what? Like, I didn't say the slogan and he's going to just use all of them now? I was like, bro, if I had said my slogan, he would have lost like off the jump like as soon as he started rapping. And this happened more than once where like I'll not say my slogan and then somebody immediately would hit me with one of those bars and I'm just like, oh yeah, fuck, I didn't do that. So now I'll try to say it every battle.
Was JR your first? That was your first live battle, right? Or was it Angel? I think it was JR, right?
Yeah, JR was my first. Yeah, JR was my first one.
I know you said you kind of just like fell into like a Discord server and started rapping, but like, at what moment did you decide like, yo, let me start live battling?
So when I started battling in the spaces, and then like we started doing the impersonation battles, like more people would comment on the impersonation battles, like, yo, these people need to battle live, and people would be like, yo, you need to battle live, and league owners would hit me up like, yo, you trying to battle live? And I'd be like, nah. And most league owners, they would just ask like, hey, you want to battle? And I'd be like, nah. And they're like, okay, well, if you change your mind, let me know. And Lex was like, nah, like you need to battle. Like, I'm not gonna lie, you actually need to battle. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And Lex was like, but seriously, when you battle it. And then like Lex would just persistently ask me to the point where one day he just asked me and I was just like, hey, what you doing in December? And then and then he was like, I'm gonna find you an opponent for this card. And then immediately after, he sends me a message. I didn't open the message yet. Like, you know how you can read the message through the notification?
Yeah.
It was like, how about, I said, I think you and this kid would be a pretty good matchup. I didn't see the message. Like, I just thought that you and this kid would be a pretty good matchup. And it's a link to a tweet. And then JR calls me before I can even open the fucking message. And I'm like, hello? And he's like, check your message, relax, check your message, relax, check your message, relax. And I'm like, okay. And I open it, and it's Lex just sending me the clip of JR rap. Like, what you think about this kid?
That's crazy. Your first live
like,
battle is like your homie and like your roommate.
Yeah, and it's not even like it's some shit. Like, it's like literally he was just like, this would be a good battle. And then sent it. And I was like, oh, yeah, the dude I'm in a rap group with. That'd be cool.
Right. What was your
they had a video? This K Shine dude's pretty cool. Y'all should battle.
Right. Nah, shout out to the TBG gang in the building, Malik's in the building, Huck's in the building, Ishar in the building, Hawk in the building. You know, if y'all have any questions, feel free to interject. Just shut the fuck up.
What age did you get out of that ass?
I'm keeping that in there for sure. Pause. Oh,
yo.
Right.
How do you feel about battle rap?
Oh, how I feel about battle rap? It's like, it's cool because you get to rap against a different person, so that's dope. Most times when you rap, you're just rapping on a beat. Pause. But
battle rap is dumb and gay. I hate it.
Oppa, do you feel like you're more charismatic than Kai Charisma?
I think so, because like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you got to name yourself Charisma, that's more of a, like, you trying to convince people. I would never do some shit like that.
You know what's crazy? Like, I hear Oppatunethisstick. I'm like, yo, there's not a lot of names out there that could be worse than that. And then here comes Kai Charisma just popping up on Discord. It's like, yo,
it's worse. And then there's so Oppa, I have a question. Yo, if you battle Yoshi G, would you win?
If I battle Yoshi G,
yeah.
Y'all niggas had my dick in your mouth for a cool 15 seconds. That shit was disgusting.
Can I ask my next question after?
We got to vault this interview.
I would win against Yoshi G, but I don't know how. Like, I don't know what my approach would be. I just have confidence in myself.
You would find a way, right?
Yeah, I just have confidence in myself that I would find a way, but I don't know like how I would beat her. I would have to think about it.
Just dress up as Black Jesus.
Yeah, no, for real.
Or just be your baby daddy. I have a question. So, Oppa, hi, this is me. I have a question. Who is the worst? Who is the?
Got rid of that situation.
Mic check.
All right, let's go.
Somebody kick it.
This nigga died. Hello.
Oh, the worst. Who's the worst? I fucking hate Dice. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
The worst member in EGL, and why is it Kai?
Oh, the worst member in EGL.
And why is it Kai though? Why is it Kai?
Okay.
You have to explain why is it Kai.
So answer the first half of your question. I would have to say Kai to answer the first half.
Okay, cool.
To answer the second half,
that's debatable. Why? I wouldn't say that. That's debatable, but
but to answer the second half of why it is Kai, personally, I don't know, bro. Like, I had Sir Can Do 2-1. That's the main reason. If you lose to Sir Can Do was ass.
Sir Can Do whooped his ass. That nigga, yo, he let a nigga win.
No, that's a lie. I was there. That's a lie. I was there.
Yo.
Hey, Oppa, do you get like nervous before your battles?
Okay.
You said, do I what for my battles?
Do you get nervous before your battle?
It depends. Like, last battle, I was nervous before the battle. Yeah, I was nervous before Elijah and Saga, but I went through a little streak where I wasn't nervous for some reason.
Was you nervous against Danny?
Nah, not really. I was just like really hoping that they gave me like the judge win because I wanted the money. So I was like, shit, hey judges, pick me. But
that was a 2-1 split decision in your favor, I believe.
Yeah, shout out to 40 bars.
Yo, I have a question. Yo, when Archduke the Blue Red Cat was choking in the second round, can you go over with us how you felt internally, like, or some of your thought process at the ass he was spitting and when he was choking? Like, can you go through some of your thoughts in that moment?
My main thought was, fuck, we both about to choke because I literally just fucked up my round outside an hour before. So I was like, well, this battle going to shit because we both about to fuck.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Speaking of both about to choke, is Kai still in the chat?
Yo, can I get back to the interview?
Yeah,
you're doing it.
Can I ask a serious question?
No, it's
Kai, what's the word, buddy?
How does it feel being like the first Spaces person to really travel overseas, man? How does that feel?
Talk about it.
I don't know yet. I ain't did it, nigga. What the fuck? I look like a time traveling, nigga. Oh, ask that question. I ain't do that shit yet, nigga. Nah, I'm excited for it, man. I really think that.
Look at you being stupid. You should have asked a troll. You should have trolled, dummy. Look at you, dummy. Should have trolled, dummy. Be what you good at, dummy.
Yo,
shut up, you white bitch. I'm sick of you, nigga. Damn. Answer my question.
I want to thank. I don't know if this will actually make the podcast, but if it does, I want to thank Bizzo Bond, CJA, Shoddy Horror, everyone at Premier Battles, and Raptor Wars for this opportunity. The fact that they gave me this battle is kind of insane, and I'm gonna live up to like the hype and shit. But the fact that they don't know that is crazy. So I could just go over there and be asked. Like,
I ain't gonna lie. Them giving you Raptor is crazy. Like Raptor's fire.
I go over there and just get smoked. And like, well, hey, we tried. We gave him a shot. I don't know.
It was kind of crazy. Like I remember, like you and Anti-Hero. Like I remember hearing that announcement that you guys were battling on KOTD. What was it like getting that call? And how'd you feel about the battle?
So originally, when I received the offer, I was very confused. I didn't know what was meant by it. They're like, "Hey, can you get to Las Vegas for iBattle in March?" And I was like, "What?" And then he was like, "Oh no, that was the typo. I meant KOTD in March." And I'm like, "Okay, what?" But now, like in all caps,
right?
And he was like, "Oh yeah, they wanted people from the Spaces." I'm thinking you an Anti-Hero. And I'm just thinking like, I'm thinking like, wait a minute, King of the Dot. Like, do they have like a GZ card coming up, or do they have like some? And then I find out it's on the fucking like main, like the semifinals card with Bill Collector and Mac Myron and Pass and Shoddy P. And I'm just like, this is a lot of pressure. I was like, I'm excited. Let's do it. I'm just thinking, wow, if I'm asked, this is going to look crazy. That's when I started thinking like that.
I forget who I was telling. It might have been Maven, but like I remember seeing that flyer and I'm just like, yo, I feel like this battle is kind of like it was kind of like the catalyst of just like, can space battlers do it? Because like everybody was getting like notoriety and stuff via Spaces, but like the main question that was posed was just like, yo, can these guys battle in real life? So like that was like the first big battle where it's like, all right, can these guys do it?
It was the one where the goalpost couldn't be moved anymore because it went from like these space battlers, whatever, and then when they listen to the space battlers are actually good. Okay, but can they battle in person? We go on iBattle, OSBL, these different leagues, and they're like, okay, but can they battle on a big league? Though they can't make it. So when we battle on King of the Dot, it's like you can only move it but so far, and then you can move it to can they compete with the big league actual people? And then you get the battles like Saga and Elijah versus Oppa and Yunus, and then it's like, well, okay, fuck. Like, they're gonna think of something. I don't know what it's gonna be. But I think we definitely accomplished a big one there with the King of the Dot battle. Pause. Yeah, I think it was a great show.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like there's like a new space generation. Shout out to like Jang Soto, all of them. But you, Kai, Yunus, Ensai, Gangway Guap, you guys definitely made it known that like you guys added validity to battling on Spaces. Because at first it was like a joke. Like it was just it's like, oh, they're battling, cool. But now it's just like, oh, like let's battle on Spaces. Like it's a real thing now. There's hella different leagues. So shout out to you guys.
That was always the goal, because again, I still to this day, even though it's going to sound crazy for me saying this now at this point, but I still don't really have like a goal or serious ambition to be like a major battle rapper. I literally just do it for fun. So that's always the goal, is to like open the doors for the people that are legit like, no, I want this shit. So like the people like they come in there, okay, I came from Spaces. Well, Oppa came from Spaces, Yunus came from Spaces. Let's give this other Spaces person a shot. It's all really about that, or just like opening, making new pathways for people to get where they want to be in the culture.
Right. Now, shout out to you guys, man. Always got the utmost respect for you guys, for sure, for paving that way. What was it like battling on Midnight Madness? And then I guess what was it like battling on GTX?
So Midnight Madness Midnight Madness is probably the most high pressure situation. I think, like, you know how they call not Kitchen Nightmares, Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay. It's like a cooking boot camp, basically. That's what Midnight Madness is. It's like a battle rap boot camp. Like, you got no opponent. You just got to rap some random ass bars. You got to prepare 5 rounds. And especially for me, because my dumb ass is like, oh, yeah, I can definitely do Midnight Madness 6 days after Kane to die. Fuck it. Hop right off the plane and walk in the venue. Fuck it. And so I did it, but it taught me a lot as far as, like, how to control a crowd. Like, I was learning on the fly how to structure around really when it's being judged in the building.
Right.
Yeah, because like as I'm going, I'm learning more stuff, and then I'm realizing, okay, my material's not that perfectly structured for it. Like when I battle Lino Brown, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this is a solid round, and on camera it probably looks really good. But I don't have like the definitive haymaker for the building, and if it's being judged in the building, you need to have a definitive haymaker for the building. I didn't have that. Lino Brown I knew I had a problem when I prayed the Fiends to stop smoking. Remember when I prayed the Fiends wouldn't stop smoking, that shook the building, and I was like, fuck, I didn't have a room shaker. So it definitely like was a really like good learning experience going to Midnight Madness. And it was also just cool to like watch it back. You can see the judges. So I can literally see Prep and E-Heart and Flames like watching me and react to my bars and be like, oh shit, this nigga's kind of wild.
Right.
And then and also I won the money. So that was like, that's always good. That's my favorite. That's my favorite part. Like when people like pay me to rap, I like that a lot. And then fucking because I rap a lot of like crazy material for free.
That was like a
1v1
battle too, right?
Oh yeah, they've so I rapped in my first round, I beat Ieze. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to round two. Round 2, everybody raps but me. And they go, all right, we're gonna start round 3 after the short break. I'm thinking, did they just kick me out this winter? What the fuck? Right. And then Jack pulls me over to the side and said, all right, so we fucked up. And I was like, yeah, I noticed. And he was like, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a triple threat. 2 of you is going to advance and 1 of you getting eliminated. And I was like, okay, cool. All I got to do is just not be the worst. And then he came back like 3 minutes later and was like, okay, I misunderstood what he said. 2 of you getting eliminated, 1 of you going to stay. And he goes, all right, y'all, we got a triple threat going on. And I'm going, what the fuck? So I just walk up there like, yeah, it's been a fun tournament. I'm thinking I'm going. And then because the only people I didn't want to face was Yunus because he can freestyle.
Right.
Wordplay because he was a fan favorite there because it's OSPL, and Fame because it's fan favorite OSPL. So those are the only 3 people I did not want to face. And then they go, all right, in the triple threat, we got Oppa. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Ash Cash. I'm like, okay. And they said that Wordplay the Menace, and I was like, okay, yep, all right, congrats, Word, you got it, bro.
That was one of your best rounds of the night, arguably the best one.
Yeah, that was probably my best round, and it's weird because like I used half of that first round that I got cut off on, but not cut off that I cut off myself, and then I put some freestyles in it connected to the second round that I had, and it really went crazy. And I was like, man. After that, I literally said I don't even care if I lose. I shouldn't have said it out loud because I manifested it. But I was like, I don't even care if I lose, bro. Like that moment was worth it. Next round, lost, but no, it was a fun experience though. It was definitely really dope. And then with GTX was so cool because I think like it was just another place I was battling on the East Coast. Because I battled in New York. I battled on Midnight Madness at that point in Maryland, but I never battled in Philadelphia. So it was like a new environment to battle in, and it was a crazy battle. Like it was the most competitive I think of any of my live battles, and I think I might have had my best performance still. Like I still don't think I was personally top that performance in a solo battle before. I'm still kind of chasing that performance.
I ain't gonna lie, that's one of my favorite battles of this year. I don't know if it's just because strictly that I know both of you guys and seeing how far you come in so little time, but honestly, all that aside, I feel like it's just a really, really great battle. But
I've heard people that don't even know shit about the Twitter Spaces at all. That weren't even following. Like didn't know me and Yunus until they saw that battle and was like, "Yeah, this is one of the best battles of the year." I don't even know these niggas. Like,
right.
So it's like really dope to have a battle like that opens a lot of people's eyes, and it's better. Because it's always cool to have, like a clear win and be able to say, oh, yeah, I definitively won that battle. But it's better to have a battle where it's a competitive battle and it's debatable because, 1, people are going to watch the whole battle and enjoy the battle. You're more likely to get more views. And then 2, it's a dialogue, it's a conversation. People will rewatch it so they can argue about it.
Exactly.
So I definitely prefer that all the time over just a clear, easy win.
Now, the dialogue is like the most important part because it's like this sport of battle rap is not objective in any manner. Like there's nothing really quantifiable. So there's always going to be a debate if it's close.
Yeah, especially if it's like the only time I really care about like, okay, I need to get this win as clear as possible is if it's a judged battle. But if it's not judged, my main thing is I want to perform. I want to put on a crazy show, and I want people to leave talking about my performance or my battle.
Yo, would you ever do an Ultimate Madness?
It's weird because I was like, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I can't even memorize that fast to do an Ultimate Madness. And in 2 weeks after I battled Yunus, I battled K Venom and won a judge battle for K Venom. And I was like, I might be able to do this now. So now I'm thinking about it. If URL like called me like tonight and was like, yo, Shine, you can do an Ultimate Madness? I'll literally be on the plane tomorrow. Like, bet, let's go. I'll do it now. But at first I was thinking,
No, I feel like you and Yunus would definitely kill in that setting for sure.
Yeah, we gotta. That's gotta be our trilogy. It's gotta be in the Ultimate Madness, like 6 or 7 or whatever.
Yo, that's actually another question that came to mind when you brought up, or when we brought up GTX. Was what was it like battling Yunus twice?
It's interesting because battling him the first time in the spaces, I was like, I don't even know how to flip his. I don't even know how to begin to flip his name. So I was like, this is gonna be like a difficult. So the fact that I did that first battle, I was like, wow, I really came up with a whole round of somebody I didn't think I could come up with one name flip for. So then when they booked this card and they had me, so okay, they got battling for 3 rounds, and I'm just like, fuck, what the fuck do I?
Right.
Like, it's really like. I mean, Yunus also, like him being talented, it helps. Obviously, it's difficult to write for just somebody that's a good battler. But Yunus is actually difficult to write for if you're a name flip heavy battler, which like I think I am most of the time. Like battling Yunus helped me get out of that where everything's not so heavily relying on name flips because I'm like, okay, I can't just flip the name to oblivion. I got to find out more like forms of attack. So it really made me get in my bag as far as trying to be creative, come up with more creative punches and like or angles. So it's definitely like, yeah, I think we both benefited a lot from battling each other because he made me try to come up with different approaches and different ways to punch because I had to meet him with his punches, and Yunus knew he had to meet me with his like versatility and performance, so he upped those to like he had his best performance as well.
And that's the perfect like synopsis of your guys' battles. Is I feel like wherever you lacked, he kind of had, and wherever he lacked, you kind of had. So it's kind of just like a semi-style clash, which always makes for a great fight.
Yeah, that also made like writing for the 2-on-2 so much better because literally a lot of like my deficiencies having to rap with Yunus made me like fix those and then vice versa because he had to rap with me. So it was literally like the 2-on-2. We learned a lot too doing that.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite performances 2-on-2 wise was Kid Chaos and Arsenal. And I felt like it was kind of like a similar dynamic.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Their anarchy went crazy.
I guess the next question, I know this interview will probably be posted tomorrow. So how do you feel about battling Sheet and Ace, and what is it like being on a team with Yunus?
I guess I'll answer them in reverse order. So being on a team with Yunus is very fun because all the difficult parts of battle rap that I find aggravating, Yunus like seems to enjoy them. It's weird. Like I hate having to come up with just punch concepts.
Right.
Like I like angle concepts. I like flow patterns, all that. But having to come up with punch concepts, I'm just like, all right, let me think. Whereas Yunus, he'll just like rattle off like 7 of them out of nowhere, just like different concepts. And like even if like some of them are like not even crazy, it's just he always just has ideas constantly just flowing, and I'm just like, that's kind of crazy to me. And also what I was talking about, how we kind of fix each other's deficiencies. I get in these little pockets where, and it's a thing in my speech too. If I get really excited or passionate about what I'm talking about, I start to talk a little fast. Right. I do that when I rap. If I really get excited or passionate about the bar, I start rapping it a little bit too fast. And Yunus early on had this delivery where it was like kind of slow, and people would hope like he would speed it up a bit. And I think that's what made our timing so good in the 2-on-2 because I slowed down. They kind of meet him and he sped up. Like we met in the middle, and that shit like it really. Like, I think that's the pacing we both need to keep rapping that, like, more of our battles. And also just the way, like, okay, I come up with a bar and he can tweak it or come up with a punch that rhymes with it to put after or before it. Or he'll come up with a bar and I'm like, okay, we can rhyme this better on the way to the setup there. So it was really just, like, our ideas and our styles kind of mesh well together already. So it was kind of easy. Our writing sessions are really easy, and then our editing sessions are even easier. And then as far as battling Ace and She, it's really cool because I just noticed this like today is Ace and Sheed are two of my favorite battlers, and I've never like seen them battle live ever before. And the first time I'm gonna see them rap live, they're gonna be rapping at me, and that's kind of crazy.
Yo, that's crazy because like I feel like we talked about this, like me, you, Kai, and shit. Like Ace Amin being like one of our like favorite battlers. She too. Like I feel like Sheed is extremely creative, and I feel like people are gonna catch on eventually. But battling them in person is crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen them perform, and then like the first time I see them perform, they're gonna be like calling me a bitch and yelling at me. It's kind of fire. But no, I'm excited for the battle too because I feel like even though I do think we like were better than Elijah and Saga, I don't think it's like a really much of a debate about that in that battle. We did technically have like a quote unquote home field advantage because we were in Maryland. This is a battle we don't have that advantage, almost at a disadvantage because it's OSBO we're battling Sheed actually. So we almost like not like the underdogs here, but it's at least like a level playing field as far as I think the implied support, the implied like okay, who's the quote unquote home team. So I think that'll definitely be fun to like prove like, oh yeah, it wasn't gas last time. We was really like spazzing on it. Here, we'll just do it again. Watch this.
I definitely think that's probably gonna be a Maryland classic. Is this Sheeds and Ace's first time teaming up together?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah. They about to have a full clip. They probably got a full clip of just stuff that before with this battle even got booked. Just ideas they had like, yo, if we ever did a 2-on-2, this would be a funny segment to do or something like that. Because I had that with certain battlers that I've never done a 2-on-2 with. I have like ideas for if I ever did a 2-on-2 with them, just from being friends with them and being battlers.
Yo, that's crazy because like one of the battles I wanted to book, I was talking to Doc about this, was Yunus versus Ace, and now you guys are battling in person. That's fucking insane to me, man. I ain't gonna lie, they finna kick your ass.
That's the thing. I would have agreed with you, like, but now that we like are finished the round, I got my round like memorized. We gonna lose a very close battle. Like we because when I was like I didn't know my lyrics. So I was like, hey, we gonna die. I'm gonna like literally forget my bars. But no, I know them now. They fired. It's not enough, but they fired us. So we're gonna hold her on.
Yeah, that's cool. But y'all finna die.
Nah, we have a lot of material. It's just simply not enough. But we about to wild out.
I know you in game mode because I was expecting you to troll back, but
you
went to a serious tone, so I could tell you in your bed.
No, it's literally today. Like was the day. Like I really like. I was like, okay. I was gonna always need that one day before a battle, especially a 2-on-2. That one day to really secure everything. I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like, yeah, y'all gonna win. y'all three.
That trailer that y'all posted. Shout out to y'all too for as far as Yunus, you guys, and Kai too. You guys do a great job as far as promoting battles with clips. I know for the Archduke battle, you did a remix, which was fucking hilarious. And I just seen the shit like right before this interview of you and Yunus mimicking the styles and shit with the voiceover. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, because we was literally like today, we was like making sure we had everything in line for the 2-on-2, making last minute edits, cuts, and everything, seeing our performance. Like, and then he was saying, "Yo, should we make one of them videos like Ace and she made like a promo video of us like doing our like round in silence?" And I was like, "No, I got a better idea." And I was like, "We should like dub over their videos." Audio. That's what we did instead. And it was really one take. Like I literally explained the idea to him, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna just hit record, and you just say whatever you think they're saying."
I think you can hear in the video like you guys just laughing like in between. Like that shit was hilarious.
It was literally just one take. Like I was like, "All right, just say what you think they're saying," and it just go over the motherboard.
Yo, and that's what I don't know. I'm curious to see Ace and She because I feel like both of them kind of get into like heavy cadences and pockets. So I'm kind of curious to see how they're gonna like fuse that shit.
No, that's what I'm very excited for. I'm debating on whether I'm gonna even try to play defense or I'm gonna just like react. Like I don't know.
Right, just be a fan.
Yeah, because especially if we go first, man. Fuck that defense shit.
You're right.
Like if we go second, I might have to play defense. Because okay, we still got to rap. But if we go first, I'm like, oh, we done. Yeah, that shit fire. Hey, wildin'.
Just pull out a trophy and give it to him. Type shit.
Yes. I think I still got my trophy. Look, keep going off my hoodie. I still got my trophy.
Shout out to Oppa, man. Shout out to everything that you accomplished. Since you started doing battle rapping. It's been amazing to watch your growth. Pause.
Much appreciated.
You came.
Well placed pause too.
Yo, Yashar, you good?
No. All
really
pause aside. All pause aside. I appreciate you noticing my growth since I came. Pause.
Yeah, since I came, you ain't have to do all that, gang.
I was just acknowledging.
All right.
What battle do you feel like you had like your personal best performance in?
It's weird because like my best performance, I feel like is the Yunus battle, but my personal favorite performance is the anti-hero battle, because that's one of them battles where I did a lot of stuff that like I was like, okay, I have no idea if the crowd was gonna fuck with it, but I personally fuck with it, and I think this is like either funny or fire, so I'm gonna do it, and then it worked.
Fire.
Whereas with Yunus, it was a lot of stuff where I was like, okay, I know people are gonna fuck with this, and then they just fuck with it. That's kind of boring to me. Like when I'm like, okay, yeah, I know this is gonna work well, and then it works.
Okay.
I mean, it's necessary in battle rap. You need that, but I'm always like, I want to do some shit that might not work. Like I want to try some shit that might be a dry spot around. Just see what happens.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The leap that you took from your first battle to like the KOTD shit, I feel like you and Yunus have like extremely high IQs, and I feel like people are gonna slowly realize that shit. But because I feel like one of the critiques of like your first performance was your performance and pace and all that, and I feel like your second and third battle, like you fine tuned them so quickly.
The most important battle I have ever had in my little battle rap career or whatever is the second battle, the Angel battle. That's the most important shit I've ever did. Because that first battle with JR, it was just like, oh, Oppa's outside. Yay. Like, okay, whatever. Oppa's outside. Right. He just did good. He had his, my gosh, slobber fire. No one was really giving me critiques on that battle. And there was nothing like, there was no like really like negative feedback. So when I battled Angel, even though I did get the judge decision first and third, it wasn't like as good as the JR performance. I don't even think it was my first 3-round performance. And then that's when people started being like, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. And that's when I started like making mental notes. Like, okay, yeah, this is the difference between battling online and battling live. This is what I need to do. That's why I was locked in so much for anti-hero when I went to King of the Dot. I was like, okay. I was like, I know what to do next battle. And then I was like, and also the next nigga I get on iBattle, good luck, because I'm about to wild out, because I'm kind of mad that I didn't wild out last time, and that happened to be Archduke, and that just went how it went. But like, that's when I started being like, okay, let me start watching my performances back and see what I can improve on. And even now, I still do that. Like, I'll watch I'll sit down right now, watch me and Archduke or me and Yunus, and be like, yeah, I could have did that better. I should have did this. I should have did that, and make a mental note of it for next time I'll try to do something similar.
This dude Oppa went to his notepad and said, "Add 3 spins."
Literally, bro. That's the craziest part. Everyone was like, you were standing still a lot of your time versus Angel. You weren't using the stage, you weren't moving. And then I showed up versus Anti-Hero and spun in a circle 14 times. And niggas was like, yeah. I was like, hey,
no, that's the thing. Like, I remember watching the Angel shit, because I think we watched the JR shit in Discord. There was like 50 people like in the Discord watching that shit live. And then I think we watched Angel live too. And I remember seeing it like I still had you winning 2-1. I think in one of his rounds he had like a rebuttal, and that was kind of like the moment of like the
second round. Yeah. Eddie I ain't gonna lie, bro.
He sabotaged.
He cost me the round, bro. Eddie I phone rang, and then he goes, what's with all the stalling? The phone clearly shows the Lord is calling. Building erupted, and I was like, well, there goes that round. I didn't even rap chat. And I was like, there goes that round, because I can't freestyle, and none of my writtens are like gonna get that big a reaction.
Right.
I was like, I'll play rap though, but yeah, you win, Angel, but I'm gonna still spit my shit.
I remember watching that bout. I'm like, yo, like you won, but like I feel like you was kind of like at 65-70%. I feel like there was still like levels to elevate to, and I feel like you just keep elevating with every battle, which is dope.
There was a lot going on with that battle that instead of like just telling everybody, yeah, this happened, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll just look what I did wrong and get better. I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna even mention a 30-minute break in the middle of the battle. I'm not gonna mention right. I was like, fuck it, I'm just get better. Fuck it. Ever heard that corny ass quote, like there's no like losses, it's W's and L's, or wins and lessons? That dumbass quote.
Right.
That shit kind of real. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Like I feel like any battle that you're not really satisfied with the outcome, you can learn something from that shit and just get better next time.
Hey, Oppa, I appreciate you being the first interview for the TVG channel, man. That shit means a lot. Before we go, I want to ask you, do you have anybody in the scope that you want to battle before the year's over?
So this year, the way my schedule is set up, if I say somebody's name out loud, that I'm probably already booked with them. I'm booked like a lot of battles this year.
Sure.
However, 2023,
right?
that nigga Mew Lips, it's time, bro. It's time, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, you and Yunus would be fucking entertaining.
That's the one. I'm telling you, me and Mew Lips is the fucking one. That's the one.
Mew Lips is unapologetically himself at all times.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else would be dope. I like challenges, you know what I'm saying? At GTX, me and Yunus was fire, but there was another person that everybody was talking about. Hey, Tomboy, come outside, bro.
Right.
Let's chat, buddy. I'm trying to think who else. Bummer Madness coming. Kai still running. Right. Kai, how you 6'2" and still ducking? Kai talking shit. He gonna make me impersonate something. Hey, Bum, holla at Kai. I'm trying to kill something.
Yeah, bro.
Nigga, what are these niggas talking about?
I'm 6'3", bro.
Kai don't like me, so I don't know if that battle's gonna go down on my league, but I'm here for that battle.
Not luxury, like loaded lux.
Right.
That'd be cool.
Luxury. No, I'm playing. Shout out Lux.
Hey, the space dude, yeah. And I'm talking about loaded luck stuff, like the loaded one, James Bond Golden Gun, MC to go more hammer there. Oh, yeah, that dude. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. Again, like I don't really have no goal subs. Whatever is fun. I'm trying to think of other battles would be fun.
Real sick.
Real sick. That would be fun, but I would take that battle way too serious because like that's what like my favorite battle is. So I would go, oh yeah, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But it'd be fun though to watch back. The prep process would not be fun at all. I'll be stressing, rewriting rounds and shit.
Yeah, I feel like Real Sick is extremely precise with just his material and his approach and his angling. So you got to be on the A game for that one. Nah, but any battles you want to let the people know you got coming up? I know you got 2-on-2. You battling Raptor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a crazy schedule. If you're watching this probably gonna be. So it's probably if it drops tomorrow, then that means okay. So fuck it, August 20th.
Right.
Double Dragons, our Society Battle League. The Space Invaders return is Oppa and Yunus versus Ace, Amin, and Sheed happens. Also known as Holy Trophies. It's a one-rounder. That's on August 20th. August 27th, I win the spoilers. I win the iBattle Championship versus Louis Valentine. If I don't win the iBattle Championship, then the judges cheated. They robbed me. Just putting that out there before it happens. And yeah, that's going to be on August 27th, 3-rounder in Staten Island, New York. Hostile Takeover 2. And then I'm going over to London, bruv. September 11th, I'm going to be on Apex Day 2. I'm going to be the main event. I'm against Raptor Warhurst. It should be a dope battle. And y'all should tune into that as well.
I ain't going to lie. Don't disappoint us Americans, bro.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Their perception of us is so low, I can't do nothing but raise it.
Pause. Right. And that's the interview. Yeah.
Yeah, I was ready to say that was fire. That was kind of a fire pause.
Started like in the afternoon.